out half getting a mess when we invest the best part of our day in our thoughts, going round in circles forever, tethered to the same direction as before, living as slaves to the projections we formed. We thwart ourselves as best as we possibly can when we stop and we drag ourselves away from the solitude necessarily undertaken, unprepared to be stuck in spaces with no available distractions. We're all running from the fractions that begin to appear in our minds and our souls, so become silence the goal at some point in my day. Become anointed with the space where my growth does arise. Find a little stillness and turn my focus inside. If only for a moment I can be that very moment. If we could be in every moment, then where would we be? Somewhere far removed from these boxes we built, where we can properly fill in that void we're all poised to escape in an instant. And still I run, but my brain doesn't miss it, so I witness it as it plays into existence, thinking it's a funny old world, and the mind's a dangerous business. Yesterday I was preparing for moving on without you. Today I'm prepared to just wait in the wings, but the debate is in swing as to how to best handle that. I think I should just take the time to master myself more, turn my energy inwards, accept the cards as they may well fall. Cause if it matters not the path I take, I could break my heart, still harbour a state of contentment and peace. The resentment that keeps popping up is serving me in no way, and the hurt I feel is okay, but only for a short while before I desert and flee that state of mind that feeds on itself and wastes the time so precious to me. I'm neglected a week of my life already, and that's quite enough. My mind is steady and quite robust, so I fancy myself to use this time in a wisely fashion. And if you decide in a timely manner that you could still use me by your side, I'll be there with my hugely vibrant smile, reserved only for you. I do trust in our love. Doubts do arise, but I mustn't succumb, and I won't if my faith is well placed. Then the hope that I hold will return its fruit. I'm in a determined mood this morning, and there's not much that can stop me when I affirm the truth in my calling. So now, I'll just wait for you to call my name. I'm struggling to keep it together this weekend. I'm fed up of waiting in the wings, taking swings in the dark of my unenlightened headspace. Sick in the heart and so polluted in the mind, as you choose to decide when might be a good time for you to come back through to my world. I'll just carry on wondering and doubting, skewed by my discontent, its hunger devouring itself to keep itself nourished. And you know it really fucking pisses me off to leave this spell flourish, but I'm struggling to shift it, and I'm sitting here festering, and it's doing my fucking head in. And I'm just about ready to fucking boot someone's head in. Not really, but I am pissed off. running around and chasing simple pleasures to escape the discomfort that threatens to deface the best part of my day. Racing to get past all the ways my body uses to let me know my folly is useless. Still yet we go round in these circles, don't we? I'm found in the circus, only me witnesses. It's indeed limitless, the innovative excuses we manufacture to keep thwarting ourselves. How many lies are you living at any one time? Are you giving in and taking the easy option, mistaken easily and often for the depleted path that needs to be trodden? I'm looking to avoid that one now. I'm looking to enjoy, have fun now. I'm looking at you. I'm just looking at me. How to bring myself to a place of self-mastery, inclusive of my mind, my body and my soul. Intrusive by design are our thoughts when they used to be and derived from such a wealth of experience. We've seen so many things, there's simply too much to rely upon to offer a quick escape from the questions within. But the quest must begin inwards to bring the type of understanding we require to prevent our lives becoming a misery. The lies that come instinctively to the fore of our thoughts can warp and contort our perception of reality, and they come forth with such force we don't know which way to turn. So we get caught up in circles, find a quick way to burn in the embers of our empty desires that exist to distract and absorb when required, to shelter us from our issues. So the balance is key to create the space for introspection whilst allowing our needs for pleasure but keeping it untethered to our relationship with happiness. Can we gladly exist in the moment with only our surroundings? That's what I work towards at present. I'm trying to wake up every morning and form a heaven throughout my day as I live it. the other night confirmed what I've suspected for a while. My love for you is pure and it has no conditions. If I had hoped to listen to my own best interest, I was thwarted at the last by the forces in my heart to seek your peace of mind. A little before each of my concerns, I guess your wellness equals mine. The hurt I feel was nothing to how I feel yours. I was looking for lessons on life. I know how I've been taught, to know how I've been torn in order to reach this time. How many evenings spent fraught in the deeps of my mind. You thought it would sort of get easier with time, yet it only gets tougher. But so does my resolve. I've learned many things and I'm keen to learn more. I can't look anywhere else, can't you see? I adore every single piece of you. I still hopelessly fiend for you, I still dream of you. When I'm sitting awake as I'm wishing the days until we reunite would just fly by. Cause darling, my sky has no limits when you slip in by my side. What a lovely girl you are. What a lovely girl you are. The temptation to wallow in self-pity is real, and I query if it's something I indeed need to feel. But no answers are forthcoming, just circles of doubt, but a circle knows no end. So unless I intend to keep whirling around with no discernible direction, eternal the frown on display on my sour-looking face, I do well to sit down, disengage, and search instead for some stillness. Create the space for some clarity to arrive. Escape from the race to just frantically decide on the best way to go, as if that's something my brain would know. I do have the answers inside, but they won't arise in a day or so. Patience is key, which has never been native to me. I'm not the type to wait and just see. I'm more do and then die, either fume with the price left to pay, or I bathe in the rewards that I reap. But the rewards that I seek in this instance exist in the long term, so I'm wishing the wrong turn is one I won't make. But living in this somber, worrisome old state is no place for me. There's those circles again. Will somebody shut my thoughts down? Shut them down. They usually flow peacefully. They're coming with some force now. So may I find the strength to face the tides and be where I need in the right place and time. May I let fear recede and love prevail, release tears with ease and rise above the flailings of my mind. How to handle the latest of these ever-changing landscapes. I'm like a circus performer, the way I juggled these moving emotions. I struggled to be fluid and open, but I'm determined to form a lasting connection with you, and I'm hoping we make our way through this turbulent course to a place of peace with our love still intact. Should I prepare for the worst or just hope for the best? I'm not scared to get hurt, but I don't want to become too accustomed to disappointment, do I? It's easier to expect nothing, and in truth I struggled with this choice for the whole of our time together. Both my soul and my mind are tethered to the essence of you, so to deal with this separation is forever a truly difficult task to manage, but I just have to have it. And with the highs must come the lows, so in good time I'll master balance, cause in my mind I've come to know that the love I hold doesn't have to add up to something logical to make perfect sense. Some days hurt, and yet there's something within it I trust and treasure above all good reason. It's not lust or a desperate attempt to hold on to a romantic ideal, no, it's much more than that. My love knows no conditions, so I'm implored to act, only in a way that puts you before all. As imperfectly perfect as the best of us are, you, my love, are a treasure. A pleasure to behold, to give to this earth, to give what you do is no small feat. Your value is greater than you could dare to believe. With the freest of minds, you're the rarest of breeds. Everyone needs a bit of you in their life. Your unfiltered essence, your boundless creativity. You mesmerize me, and all that you do, all that you choose to embody in this life will fall to the power that you hold from within. Not any one thing can stop a woman like you, so carry on fearless, staying true to yourself, cause no magic ever existed that comes close to the spell that you put on this world. With our limbs clinging on for dear life, tight as can be it's our embrace. It's bringing on all kinds of these sensations, letting both us know that here is safe. It's something we can trust in spite of all that our minds might tell us. And mine is hellish at times, is zealous in the way it jumps around and dumbfounds with the ever refining lines it pedals. I'll get it right one day. Till then, let us just trust in these moments. There's clarity in the joy we share. Fighting this love does seem hopeless, but you should never doubt a man's willingness to sabotage himself. We all have our own ways. We camouflage the help we need, cause weak is what we're repelled to seem. But we're all insecure, lonely, afraid and scared. So you show me more of you and I too will lay it bare, as our bare bodies find warmth in the fires that emblazon our stare. Keep on looking at me, love. Husky are the tones that slip through my lips when I live in the midst of this haze. When my singular wish is to see this spliff lit, drifting through existence in this blissful little days, where days are dedicated to short-term pleasures. Very quickly these days turn to weeks. Weeks turn to months and then months into years. Seeking distraction seems harmless at first, especially when you don't realise that's what you do. In a state of confusion I feel loath to inhabit, but such is the nature of a mind that's wide open. A consequence in part of my weed smoking habit, and therein lies the crux of the matter in hand as I continue my quest for equilibrium, taking only what I need and then leaving the rest, aiding my growth while keeping damage to a minimum. But smoke on occasion is even more difficult than smoking on nothing at all. I'm all the way in or I'm all the way out. I climb to the top but it's a hell of a fall, and when you're stuck in that mindset you're willing to tumble, to give in to your urges just one more time. You promise yourself that tomorrow is the day. Tomorrow never comes, but there's comfort in your lies. missing you, love. Thinking of you, love. Thinking of holding you close as we throw off our clothes in the throes of a passion that's oh so engrossing. Fingers and toes tangling as our bodies contort to form one new entity, the thought of which is setting me off in a fluster. The best of me often is mustered with you in my space. I could lose myself in search of you. The love I hold is hurt, it's true, but I'm keen to withstand the discomfort that arises. I keep it in hand and at an arm's length from you to make your life easier. Just a bit if I can. There's not much I wouldn't give, and the trust I put in this relationship doesn't come easy to me. I picture it hitting the fan as little as possible, but more often than is logical, and I worry it won't stop until it meets the very end that it fears. The mind does easily run away with itself, and I decline to pretend I don't cherish you dearly and sincerely. I wish to make it work, live through the days that hurt, cause I know it's a beautiful pain and equals only a few of the gains that I always do obtain. The first moment I lay eyes on you, that's when it all fades away. When I'm left only with what there is. How many lives fall victim to the madness that ensues when they dip into the madness that has just accrued after too many years of living with the passion for anything that isn't beneficial to themselves at the court, and they're helpless to fall at the misguided hands of a system that wishes to help and to heal, but is inclined to plan for their wellness with a zeal that allows little room for the opinions of those suffering. The individual parts know nothing of the corruption of the whole, so the ruptions in the souls of those summoned in droves can just grow and expand as they suffer their hopes being dashed in the face of imbalanced science and vested interest. You know it's best to invest in misinformation when the reality isn't bringing favour to your further attainment of wealth. But how well must it pay to stop the strain on your wellness? And when the gains reach their drought and the pain leaves you helpless, what do you do then? Do you take those pills? Do you say goodbye to your days so filled once with promise and pleasure, replaced with horror and terror at the changes inside? You become the slave to the cycle of the ups and the downs as you drown at the whims of these muppets and clowns, thwarted by the enforcement of your programs of miseducation. You've really fucked it up now. interesting addition to the list of firsts this week, comforting you through your hurt and grief at your separation from your other lover. The weather changing up under the covers that we share on an hourly basis, so I guess we're bound to take it just as it comes. So I do my best to balance some with the bad that comes with a bit of good, whilst remaining mindful of the changing cycles that you need to experience to make your way through. I just aim to make the days smooth as they can possibly be. To see you blossom, believe me, is all I'm wanting to see. Please do your best to fight the urge to hate yourself. Just light a burn if you say it helps to soothe and rest, as your mind it turns to the pain that tells, not of your doing, but simply of your being. And you don't need to apologize for that. We all have a path to follow, and we all will drench your heart in sorrow at one point or another. That's the nature of love, so just be brave enough to face the pain without taking blame for all the turns it takes to come to any one point in time. That's the only place we ever exist. So forever today just ain't the one to hide and bury your face and run. It's always the day to just take the plunge into the deeps of our troublesome minds and root out that which cannot serve us. This life is a gift and you do deserve it, so what else is there to do but enjoy it? Lately I've been living with tinges of loneliness. The first instinct is twitches for connection. Really this only can mean I'm in bad company. Me time is as comfortably uncomfortable as I can make it. Can you relate it to your own experience? This is a new sensation for myself. I choose to sedate it, I guess that it helps. Not really though, in fact I sincerely know that that's the root of my discomfort. Foolish is my succumb to the petty urges that litter my circumference. I guess we learn that living in abundance of any one thing can never see us bring consistency of peace. Living infinitely within the reach of your far-flung ideas is a tough one to manage. We can turn it around though, overcome the damage that this world inflicts. We're all hurting, it's okay though. There's changes to make, can you make them today though? Cause no thing ever occurred tomorrow.